man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the man got that stuff. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But look at that, my God.
This is your boy.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, That's the True Inferno. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary video gameplay for you guys. I'm just talking about these apps being banned in different countries and continents and stuff like that. Like, first we got TikTok. Now we got this right here. So check this out. This is an IGN article that came out like a month ago. And it's called Australia to ban under 16s from social media in world first law. So this is an article that was released by IGN. So check this out. Australia will soon ban under 16s, basically 16-year-olds, well, those who are under 16 rather, from social media after a world first law was passed by the Australian Senate. As reported by the AP, the law is designed to prevent children younger than 16 from holding accounts on the likes of TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, wow, even Reddit, X/Twitter, just call it Twitter. I refuse to call it X. X is stupid. And Instagram. Social media companies could be on the hook for fines of up to 50 million Australian dollars, which is $33 million. That's USD, by the way. If they fail to prevent under 16-year-olds from accessing their platforms. Social media companies now have 1 year to work out how they will implement the ban before the penalties kick in. There are concerns that the legislation was rushed, and there are questions about how it will work in practice. Users will have to establish that they are older than 16, which has already sparked privacy worries. There are also concerns about the impact on mental health, particularly among vulnerable children who use social media for support. And here's a quote. This is a responsibility these companies should have been fulfilled. These companies should have been, that's bad grammar, by the way. So moving on. This is a responsibility these companies should have fulfilled long ago. Get rid of the word been. But for too long, they have shrink these responsibilities in favor of profit. Opposition Senator Maria Kovacic told the Senate. Continuing on with the quote. Naturally, we respect the laws decided by the Australian Parliament. And actually, this is a different quote. This is Facebook and Instagram owner Meta commented. However, continuing on with that quote, we are concerned about the practice which was the legislation through while failing to properly consider the evidence. What industry already does to ensure age-appropriate experiences in the voices of young people, end quote. In March, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a law that gave his state one of the U.S. most restrictive social media bans for minors. Once it takes effect on January the 1st, which is less than a week from now, it will ban children younger than 14 from social media platforms and require that 14 to 15-year-olds get parental consent. And okay, here's the problem with this. Okay, so first of all, let's get my whole thoughts on this situation real quick. Do I have a problem with kids being on social media? Like, mostly yes, because there's some things online that are not meant for kids and stuff like that. But at the same time, I mean, there are content that are made strictly for kids. So it's like one of those things where it's like, and now another thing is this, because now at the same time, if you were to get kids off social media platform, that it should eliminate the issues of those who are over the 18 messing around with those who are under 18. Like, for example, the Snack cameraman scenario and the Dr. Disrespect scenario and stuff like that. So that eliminates those problems right there. Even though I'm not saying that, oh, Dr. Disrespect is not a no, I'm not saying that. No, he knew he was doing. He was wrong for that. He should have stopped that. Just like Chris, not Chris. Well, his name is Chris, not Chris next door, by the way. Chris, who was Snack's cameraman. He was wrong for that too. But if there were no young people on social media, this wouldn't be a thing. Like, flirting with minors or messing around with minors or sexing with minors wouldn't be a thing if minors are not on the social media platforms. So that's one way of looking at this. But at the same time, it's like, how you gonna stop them? Like, how you gonna stop them? All you gotta do is lie about their age. Like, Because first of all, I'm not sure how things are done in Australia, but you don't need to have ID in America until you turn, I believe, until you turn 17 or 18. Well, until like, so 16 really, ironically enough, because if you try and get a driver's license, which unless something changed in America, you can do that once you turn 16. So obviously in this case, they have level 1 where you get a permit and you drive around with the permit, long as there's somebody in the car with you, like who actually have a driver's license, that is. And then a level 2 is basically your driver's license, and you can get that while you're a junior in high school. Again, that's really 15 to 16-year-olds. So, again, ironically enough, since in this case, Australia wanted to ban those under 16 from having social media, which I think is like too high of an age gap. Like under 13, I would give you that one, but under 16, like my goodness, that's kind of overkill a little bit, though, a little bit. So, but my main issue is how in the world are, and then here's the thing, like this is something like in Australia wrong for this because they kind of rushed into this. I'm like, how you gonna stop the kids from getting on? Like, and yet, based off of this article, Australia gave no suggestion or how to prevent kids from getting on the platforms. Like, there's like, you can't do it because it's not like somebody going to be walking around all the time looking people or looking for kids who have cell phones and be like, yo, what you on? What is that? Is that social media? You ain't supposed to be on that. Like, no, there's not enough cops to do that, for one. And for two, that's pointless because then you're taking the cops away from monitoring real crimes like robbery and killing and stuff like that, and kidnapping and stuff like that. So it's like, how are you going to prevent the kids from getting on social media? That's the question. Because again, they could just lie about their age. So to me, this is pointless. So whether or not kids should belong on the social medias or not, I wouldn't necessarily say it's pointless, but it's close to it because you can't stop them from getting on there. Like, the only exception to that is if like they posting videos of themselves on there. Now we have the point where it's like, well, wait a minute, this person, and then which brings us another problem. This person looked like they're under 13, but in actuality, they could be 18, they could be 19, because people do look younger than what their age actually is. So that's another problem. So this is too messy of a situation, and Australia should just accept the fact that, yo, kids gonna be on social media and let them be on social media because it's just too messy of a situation. Way too messy of a situation. And then Australia is so lazy because they was like, yo, we're gonna put this on social media companies and we're gonna let them figure out. I'm like, no, how about you get them suggestions? Like, give them idea of how to prevent kids from getting on social media. Because right now, I don't see it. I don't see any way from stopping kids from getting on social media. I do not see it, not one bit. So that's my thoughts on that. Overall, Australia done for this. And I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know this boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.